3, 2, 1.
Hey, how you doing? Listen, you don't have to tell me twice to relax. I am on my way south on Interstate 95 in my Model Y Juniper, and it is totally relaxing in here. I'm in full self-driving, obviously, no hands. But I want to talk today about paradigm shifts and what's happening with Tesla and gasoline. So gas prices are skyrocketing, right? Like it's, I just left Virginia and it's up to $4 a gallon there in Virginia. And that's high. That's high now. $4 in Virginia means what? $6, $7 in California? So it's going up really, really fast. Now, what does that have to do with a paradigm shift? Well, if you remember in the 70s when we had the big gas, remember we had the spike in gas prices and the shortages, and people were lining up, and you had to, you'd have to line up for hours to get a gallon of gas. I was in Ireland at the time. I was a kid. I barely remember it, but I do remember my dad lining up sometimes for hours to get a gallon of petrol, we called it there, but gasoline. And after that, there was first of all, there was a huge awareness on the dangers of not having access to gasoline and the dangers of shortages. And everybody became very conscious back then about usage and about how much gasoline your car used. And people started switching at that point to Japanese cars. That was really the beginning of it. And Toyota at that time started to make cars. Nissan, all those companies, they really started. I think Toyota was first. The Toyota Corolla was one of the greatest. I mean, everybody wanted to own a Corolla, right? Because they basically, we used to joke, they went on the fumes of gas. They were so good. And of course now you have hybrids available, which has definitely increased. But the world is rapidly realizing that Tesla is it. I mean, it really is. For the people who can afford to purchase a Tesla, which is more people, by the way, than you even realize. This car I'm sitting in, it's about $46,000. And by the way, there's a discount link in the comments. And please leave a comment, by the way, but there is a discount link in the comments that will get you an additional $1,000 off the price of a Tesla. But that's not why I'm making this video, obviously. But once something like that happens, people become very, very aware of the dangers. Now, you have a generation right now who have never experienced gas shortages. They have never experienced the price of a barrel of gas going from $60 to $120 in just 5 days, 6 days. So they're experiencing this for the first time, and they are certainly looking at their bank account, obviously, and they're like, wait a second, I don't want to get stuck like this again. Maybe it's time for me to get either a hybrid or a Tesla. Now, I only say hybrid because people think hybrids are a better deal. They're really not. Why would you go halfway somewhere? Why just go all the way, get the Tesla, and be done with it? Now, I know there are also people who are going to say, well, you got to have diesel to run generators. Electric cars use fossil fuels as well. How the hell do you think you get the electric? I agree. That's very true. But the real difference is the logistics involved with the transportation of gasoline, not diesel fuel, not running big generators for big power plants. It's the logistics involved. That's where the money comes in. That's where the cost comes in. And that's really what happens is when you have disruption like there is going on in the Straits of Hormuz now, and in Iran, and with both sides bombing oil plants and refineries and all that stuff. That's when the industry itself panics and says, listen, if everything is going to go up, how are we going to transport this stuff? It's one thing to be able to buy it, and get it, even if you can get it through the Straits of Hormuz. it's going to be expensive to transport it. So prices automatically go up. Now, prices, everything could go up. Now, I know that somebody is going to want to comment down below and say, yeah, well, this video probably won't age very well because this war is going to be over in 5 days. I get that. And I certainly hope it is. And I certainly hope that gasoline goes back down to oil goes back down to $60 a barrel tomorrow. I would love if that happened. But there's now an awareness. People are very, very aware that this can happen. And this is the fragility of the world. And I can guarantee you, gasoline, now people know that gasoline prices could skyrocket long before your electricity bill skyrockets. They're not going up at the same time. You have some leeway there. And of course, if this is World War III and the world starts bombing the world and everybody starts bombing everybody else and somebody pushes the button on a nuke, heaven forbid, then we're not going to be worried about Teslas or gasoline or YouTube videos or anything else. We're all going to be toast. But I'm just saying that there is a possibility that this could be prolonged, which would raise prices. But also, once it's in your head, you don't get rid of it. So I firmly believe that you will see a bigger push faster towards Teslas than before. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you.